Hi everybody, it's Tina. I'm coming to you to answer another question that I had submitted, and I thought that this one was pretty valuable for everybody, so I decided to not answer it on my meditation group forum, but instead to answer it everywhere. So the question was it was surrounding having the ideal circumstances for meditation. So what do you do when you sit down to meditate and the house is super noisy? Maybe somebody's watching a movie, and maybe you have kids and they're running around the house, or maybe you have guests and they're up reading a book and moving around, and or what if there's just a thunderstorm outside and it's super noisy and it's harder to concentrate? So the question really was, how do you get around the likelihood of using that as an excuse to not meditate? And so here's where I'm going to have a little bit of tough love with you and with me. I have definitely been in that place. I would say the first year and a half after my littlest, Chloe, was born, I used that as an excuse all the time. So Casey would be able to meditate even if Chloe was fussing. And I would sit there and say over and over again, it's just not fair. I need you to take her and leave the house so that I can have silence and I can meditate. And I'm calling bullshit on myself and you. So it's lovely to meditate under ideal circumstances. It is wonderful to be able to go deep and have that peace and a really easy time. And part of the practice of meditation is to learn how to quiet ourselves through all of the daily interruptions of life. So what I learned, and what I'm going to challenge you to do, is I learned that those disruptions, those noises, became not exactly objects of meditation for me, but I challenged myself to allow them to become background noise. And as I did that, my meditation got more and more fulfilling, and I no longer had to worry about having the ideal circumstances to be able to sit down and feel like I got a really good meditation in. Just sitting in the same room with Casey, if he would cough or sneeze or something like that during our meditation time, at the beginning, that was even a disruption for me. And my challenge for you is simply that as you sit with that and just notice what your reaction is to each noise, pull your attention back to yourself. Notice when it goes away from yourself to that noise or that action or movement, and pull it back to yourself, and maybe create a focal point for yourself. What is your focal point going to be? Is your focal point going to be your heart chakra? Is your focal point going to be your third eye? Is your focal point going to be your breath? But create an anchor for yourself. And every time you notice your awareness moving outside of that focal point, just simply notice that it moved and bring it back. And that's all. And there's no judgment. There's just noticing the awareness moving away, and notice it coming back. And then keep it there. And the next time you notice it moved away to a movement or a noise, notice that it went there and then pull it back to your focal point. And I promise you that it will get easier as you practice that. And I promise you that there's a reason why this is happening. I think that reason is probably that it is time for you to move on and do a bit more and challenge yourself a bit more with your meditation. So I hope that was helpful. And if you have any other questions, please let me know, because it's always fun to get the questions and then really think about my experience with that and what I may have learned and what I can share with you. So thank you. Have a good one.